What's going on, y'all? Machiavelli Mills TV. I hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. So a while ago, I got on live stream, and I think I titled the live stream like "What Happened to R&B Music," right? And so I wanted to make a video pinpointing where R&B music took a turn. Honestly, in my opinion, because nowadays R&B does not. It was a shift from R&B from real singing about love and loving a woman and trying to get a woman and being infatuated with a woman and trying to make love to a woman, etc. To it made a shift to rap. Like R&B started sounding like rap music with a little melody in it. And honestly, I think a artist that is responsible for it, it's a few different artists. But one of the artists responsible for it is an artist that a lot of you all hold high in high regard, and I mean I hold him high in high regard as far as like an entertainer, and he has some outstanding songs and really dope music that I really do enjoy for sure. But I do feel like he helped to make the shift in R&B music, and that's Chris Brown. When Chris Brown made Loyal with Lil Wayne in 2014, that was not R&B music at all. It sounded nothing like R&B. Like I don't even like that song, but a lot of people love it. Like even the context of the song, it sounds like something a rapper would make. Just got rich, took a broke N-words B-I-T-C-H. These hoes ain't loyal, these hoes. It just sounds like if Trick Daddy or I'm trying to think back in the day, somebody, I don't know, it sounded like something if NWA was singing. For real, like something like that. I'm not saying all R&B music was always just super clean and not raunchy a bit. It has been for sure, but that sound like some young boy, like a young boy. When I say young boy, not NBA young boy, it sounded like a young dude making melodies over with rap. It didn't sound like R&B. You know what I mean? It sounded like something a 17, 18-year-old kid would make. And not saying that it was like it was immature for in the context of R&B, right? And it just sounded nothing like R&B. And I think a lot of people when they heard how that sounded, and a lot of people gravitated to that song. And I think people wanted to shift towards that as far as R&B music goes. Around that time, because that was 2014, I believe, when Loyal came out. Around that same time, you had the emergence of August Alsina. August Alsina, I love this. Man, I love this. That was like 2013. But even with August, like, it sounded like sometimes his music, again, he can sing, but some of it just sounded like the context of the music and how it sounded like a rapper trying to just create melodies, and even the persona of the R&B artists changed a little bit. Now again, we always had some R&B thugs in the mix. We always had R&B thugs, but August was intentionally trying to let people know he was a street dude at all time. Like he wanted people to know that, which is funny for him to go from that route. He was on radio, I remember he was getting interviewed by the Breakfast Club. And he kind of wanted to admit that persona, which is funny because now he running around with a boy, acting like he got a boyfriend, and all of that, and his face is looking, cleaner and like his face not cleaner. Nothing wrong with a clean face. The boy looked like he got makeup on his face, nowadays. But anyway, yeah. So around that time, August was out, and his music started to sound. I mean, he had the "Kissing on My Tattoos" and all that. I never liked that song, but a lot of people like that. Yeah, it sounded like music that a street. It sounded more like, yeah, rap music over melodies. You feel me? With street elements in it, not like about love or none of that. Then around that same time, we had Omarion, "Supposed to Be," right? Which featured Chris Brown and Jhené Aiko. Gotta eat the booty like grocery, right? I think people, and that was I liked that song a lot. Really dope song. I really liked it. But people heard that I think artists heard that and say, you know, I can do R&B music a little differently. You know what I mean? The elements can change. I can be over a different type of production, and I can kind of make it like a sing song. It's not really singing. It's like just a little melodies, you know. And doing it like that, I can create some melodies over a nice beat, and I can say it's R&B music. You know. Also, one of my favorite releases in 2015, Trap Soul from Bryson Tiller. I love that. Love that. And I don't think Tiller intentionally did this, but I do believe people heard Tiller and heard how Trap Soul sounded and said, well, I can do something like that. I could try to make it a little bit more some upbeat music, and I can make, you know, I could do some little melodies, because he has some really dope production on Trap Soul. Over some dope production, I can kind of just do some melodies and then don't have to go from singing. I think all of those different songs created a shift in R&B music. Now, some of y'all gonna say Pretty Ricky, but even with the rapping, Pretty Ricky had elements to me of traditional R&B music. Pleasure People singing, Love Like Honey, Stay, Up and Down on the Hotline, 5 in the morning, and I'm up having phone sex with you. That's joint hard. I mean, Can We Make It Like It Was? Get a Little Closer, Juicy, Nothing But a Number, Your Body, Grind on Me. Them sounded like traditional R&B songs for real. But again, when I hear songs like Loyal from Chris Brown, that sounds like, and again, the content of the song sound like something a rapper would be saying. Like, F these, you know what? These broads ain't nothing. I took your shorty, I banged her out, sit on about her business, because I got the money, you don't got it. I'm a player, I'm bossed up. You ain't got no cake. When she get around dudes like me, it's over with. And again, R&B dudes have been braggadocious in songs, and they've talked about being able to get access to women or whatever. But the way Chris delivered it in that song, it sounded like something a rapper would do. It sounded like it sounded like rap. Nothing about that song screams R&B music at all. Nothing. And again, I know a lot of people like it. That was never my, I never liked Loyal. Like, I just didn't. I don't know what it was. It just, I don't know. Right? But, yeah, I do believe Chris helped to shift that up. And I know a lot of people that love Chris are going to beg to differ, because Chris has had traditional R&B songs, of course. Like, first of all, With You is one of my favorite Chris Brown songs. Love that song, With You. Like, he's had some traditional R&B bangers, without question, even after Loyal. But I'm telling you, when people saw that as a recipe that you could use for R&B, people started jotting that down, try to take that formula and go and use it. People try to take the formula. They saw Bryson Tiller. Let's jot this down. Take that formula, use it. Omarion. Let's take Omarion when he did Supposed to Be, right? Jot that down, take that formula and use it. Also, man, and this person can really sing. I believe they can. I ain't heard him live or nothing. Cause he got songs I really like. Ty Dolla $ign. But Ty Dolla $ign too. Like, certain people I think heard him. Like when you hear that Paranoid. Two of them in the club. They don't know about each other. Because that was DJ Mustard on the beat. Like, people started feeling like you can get some Mustard production, do a little melodies. I got a band like Skin in the Valley, and she be in the club with no panty. Little chick used to be my favorite, and now we don't speak the same language. Like, that was a banger for me in college. That was a hit. But I do believe people start feeling like, oh, I can do that. I can do that, man. Like, okay, just make a little melodies over up-tempo beat. You ain't got to sing for real. And yeah, but I got to go back to Chris Brown Loyal. Just the context of that song. Nothing about that screams R&B music. Nothing. It just sounded like I use NWA and yeah, because they was just, it wasn't no love for no women in that. in their music at all. And it sounded like just something that they would, like a rapper from that time, not even just that time, currently. It sounded like something a street dude would make. Not an R&B singer. It sounded like something a street dude would make. When I think about R&B music, I'm listening, this past week I've been listening to Dru Hill, right? When I listen to Beauty, what? When you listen to them songs like that, fam, come on, dog. You listen to Tevin Campbell. When you listen, like, come on, bro. Even R. Kelly. I don't mean it. I might name call. Come on. When you listen to certain, and he had a song called R&B Thug, but there can only be one me. When I hear that, like, and we get into a lot of groups. When you hear Silk, Meeting in My Bedroom, stuff like that is R&B music. Joe, that when I listen to Maxwell, neo soul, like subgenre of R&B, like subgenre of R&B, like you feel that. Brothers was singing and it sounded soulful and it sounded like, man, like, oh, these dudes talking about some women, and it sounds like romance over an instrumental. It sounds like romance over an instrumental. I'm not saying all R&B songs sounded like that, but a majority of it did. Chris Brown, Loyal don't sound nothing like no romance over no instrumental. It don't sound nothing like soulful, nothing, It just don't sound like nothing like romance at all, or nothing like the traditional form of R&B. Even when I'm Omarion, that was a bop. That was R&B for real. And so I know a lot of people are going to say it's a lot of R&B still out here for sure, but I'm saying in mainstream where I don't have to search for it. Can't really find a lot of R&B that sounds like traditional R&B. And I believe like some of these artists that I name help to usher that sound out. But in particular, I still gotta point out Chris, because Chris is the biggest artist in R&B music right now. And when he made that song, I think a lot of people say, dang, I can do that. I can do that, man. He did that. I can talk about how these, 304s ain't nothing. I can talk about how I can take this dude girl and hit her every type of way. Hit her upside down, hit her front or back. You feel me? I could talk about how I can take these dudes, girls, and smut them out and send them back home. It like, you feel me? Come on. When you hear, when Big say, nothing else to do but send her home to you, I'm through. Can you sing a song for me, boo? That's really Chris Brown over that joint. Like, come on. That's what Chris is sounding like that over Loyal. And so that's just my opinion. And again, I named Chris Brown, Loyal, Omarion Post to be, even my boy Tiller with the Trap Soul when they came out, and Ty Dolla $ign. And again, you start hearing other artists sound similar to that and trying to chase the sounds of these songs versus keeping it to traditional R&B. Now, some of y'all gonna say it's not these artists' fault, and it's not. It's not their fault, but they laid a blueprint or a foundation that other people felt like they could follow with certain music they made, and they say, dang, we ain't got to do traditional R&B no more. You feel me? Let's just sing, song, rap. Sing, song, rap. Let's sound like Nelly over, and I love Nelly, and just do a little bit more harmonizing. That's it.